I know my views in this video are not going to be popular, but life is not about being popular, so I'll say it anyway. I personally think we should never eat for entertainment purposes. Let me explain why. Here in the United States, we have a lot of politicians running around saying how hungry Americans are, right? Joe Biden just signed a bill to increase the amount of food stamps that one can qualify for. I think he also lowered the threshold for qualifying for food stamps. He might have extended the amount of time. I don't know, because I don't collect it. But the problem is that so many people have really fuzzied the line about whether they are hungry or whether they are craving, right? How many times have you seen an overweight American complain about how the pandemic has made them hungry, and yet they've turned COVID-19 into an opportunity to gain 19 pounds. And then after gaining 19 pounds, they're still hungry, right? And how many times have we heard about somebody juggling between their food and their medicine, when in reality, their misuse of food is requiring them to take medicine, right? That's a very popular political issue, right? Joe Biden obviously would love to say how he doesn't want Americans to have to worry about choosing food or choosing medicine. And usually, when he brings up that subject, he shows an example of an overweight American who, because he or she is overweight, needs to take all these medications, when the solution is maybe they need to do something about their eating disorder, right? Obviously, he doesn't call it an eating disorder. It's not very popular, right? Actually, if you Google eating disorder, most of the time, they're going to show people like me who actually want to take control of my eating, and they're going to accuse me of having an eating disorder, right? That's usually the kind of people the industry would love to portray, right? I was just watching a prepping video, and the guy explained how the average American is only 3 meals away from civil unrest and violence. I haven't been violent. I've missed 3 meals in a row all the time, right? Almost every day do I miss 3 meals in a row, and I'm actually I'm less violent than I was when I was eating all the time, right? Now, the other problem with using food as an entertainment is that we miss all the actual entertainment in our lives, right? When I was living in Phoenix, Arizona, I had a bunch of housemates who weren't necessarily violent or dangerous or anything, but they were very asocial, right? Maybe not antisocial, but asocial. You know, they would go in and out of the house and not say a word. And I recorded a series of videos about this. My eating utensils would disappear because they had eating disorders. I didn't. You know, in the past, when I would get ready for a meal and I couldn't find my forks, that used to cause me to go violent. Ever since I started intermittent fasting, that's fun. You know, I get to interact with my housemates. Hey, do you know where you left the forks? You know, and be fun with them. And I shot a few videos where I went out to Target and bought 100 forks to put in the house just to make fun of the guy who was misplacing the forks. And see, that's a lot more fun than just stuffing your face 24/7, right? When I'm not stuffing my face, it forces me to learn more, right? So I just signed a contract to teach a course on machine learning. But aside from stuff like that, I'm also studying a lot of stuff on my own. And that's a lot more fun than just stuffing my face all the time and then telling Mr. Biden that I'm hungry all the time so he gives me more food stamps. And meanwhile, gaining 19 pounds every time there's a pandemic. That's a lot more fun than doing that, right? And I say that with a straight face. What I'm doing is a lot more fun than stuffing my face, right? And then worrying about how to pay my healthcare bills, and worrying about if Mr. Biden will raise my food stamps even more when I get even more addicted to food, right? That's just a lot more fun. The other problem is that a lot of people, because they can't see any way around eating as a form of entertainment, they project that image onto everybody else, right? And so they discriminate, right? If you don't eat, you're not fun to be around with, and they overlook all the wonders that you can bring to the world, right? I'm very lucky to get this teaching contract, but at another school, sometimes other faculty will think that, you know, this guy's just not so fun, you know, because he doesn't eat what we like to eat. And I'm very lucky to be in a school where this is not a center topic, right? It still plays a minor role in bias against me, but I'm learning to speak up against it, and hence this video, right? And my take is, if you're eating for any sort of entertainment, I think you have an eating disorder. And yes, I know it's not a popular view, but if you're living life to be popular, I think you're also barking up the wrong tree as well, right?